You know why? Because, guys, we killed it on that first half. Let's work together to make the second half an absolute banger.
But Mike, I've never once thought of you as an ally. Not you, not Cole, not Kratos. All people are nothing but tools. It doesn't matter how it's done. It doesn't matter what needs to be sacrificed. On this platform, getting followers is everything. As long as I get followers in the end, that's all that matters.
I can confirm
Welcome
one thing
to our
about...
review of Classroom of the Elite. We're going to go through all the aspects of the show, OP, ED, animation, characters, sound, story, all the good stuff, as spoiler-free as possible, and provide a yay or nay on whether we'd recommend it to you lovely weebs at home. At that time, we'll issue a spoiler warning and get into spoilers for the show, and we'd recommend anyone who hasn't and wants to see Classroom of the Elite to do so before returning. Without further ado, let's begin with OP and ED. I'm pretty sure I already know your thoughts, boys, but let's discuss.
Let's discuss indeed.
All right.
Okay,
Cole,
Michael.
you lead us off. Sorry. I was just getting ready.
Let me tell you, boys. These were some OPs and EDs. They sure opened and ended the show.
Ended the show. Yeah, no, I agree.
I really
they
liked
certainly were placed at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, the opening miles better than the ending, and that's not saying very much.
Yeah.
No.
At least
as a fan, and probably especially as a fan of Classroom of the Elite, this is not. It doesn't work. Like the song doesn't fit the theme of the show.
It's kind of jarring. Like the OP is like very like upbeat.
Yeah.
But like also the OP just kind of personified. Like it's so obnoxious with all of the like Latin and French and it's like get off your goddamn high horse.
This show thinks it's so freaking smart.
I know.
but anyway, OPED. You could at least that fits the show, right? But it's like I don't know. It just kind of like you said, the song is okay, the animation is okay. It just
it plays through parts of the show from the previous episode.
It's just it exists.
Yes, it's not a good OP at all.
I'd say
Season 2's is so much better. Season 2's is so much better.
The ED, I honestly don't even remember, and I just finished watching it.
It just is like a couple still. It's like a PowerPoint presentation, and then it just pans up on one of the characters at the end holding a cell phone.
Yeah, and that's showing how many points each class has. Yeah, that's about it.
That's all it is.
Yeah, the song. I think that the title of the song is like a good song title that fits the show, and that's about all I can say that's good about it.
What's the song title?
Beautiful Soldier.
Beautiful soldier, just like me.
Just like me, soldiering through this show like a big boy, like a big strong boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really had to dig deep for this one, boys.
Yeah, you really dug into your pit and really forced your way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really worked through the trenches on this one.
Jay, I just need to...
It's okay, I did the same for Land of the Lustrous.
Oh, he's just saying that out of spite. He actually likes it.
No, like actually,
I know.
I
Anything Jay says today is pure spite.
Jay, you know what? This is actually a good time. I wanted to say this before we get too far into this review.
What's up?
I just want to say sorry before we get into this review because
no,
you're a huge fan of this show. And just let me say sorry here.
I'm not a fan of the show. I'm a fan of the light novel.
Yeah, you're a huge fan of this property, right? Okay. But I have been on record saying that I didn't think I'd like this show and it would be trash. But I was actually pleasantly surprised by this show. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Oh,
so honestly, I'm sorry for doubting you.
The show wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. That being said, let's talk about the sound and the voice acting.
Yes.
In this show. Sound effects. I mean, there wasn't really any sound effects to talk about in this one, right? Like
no, like I mean, it's mostly just talking.
Yeah.
There's one sound effect I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Cole, you probably don't remember this because I don't think you watched this episode, but there's a scene where they are getting massages. And
no, that was on the...
Oh,
that was in the pool episode.
That was on the cruise ship, yeah.
Oh, that was on the cruise, yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was pool episode or cruise ship. And the sound effect they used, I don't know if it's just a dub thing. I'm pretty sure it was switched to sub and dub, and it was the same, is so gross. It's disgusting. It's like this like super slimy sounding, like wet, like someone grabbing and squeezing like a wet cloth or something. It's so gross. That's one piece of sound that just sticks out in my mind as the worst thing in this show.
Well, I didn't even pick up on it, so
No, neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
now I kind of want to go
disturbing.
back and watch it.
I'll send you a clip of it to insert here because it's
Okay.
yeah. We already talked about the music in the beginning, but yeah, it was,
Yeah. I
So
mean, the music was pretty generic anime music, I think.
yeah.
Honestly, the song that I like the most from this show is the one that starts on the soft piano and gets like bigger as it progresses. It just like, to me, it fits kind of the tone of the show really well, and it's the one I always listen to while I'm reading the novel, so it really stuck with me.
I think this show, like when we reviewed Day Day Live, we said that like the music was so generic, like, and it didn't really even like do anything at all. I think this one was serviceable, if that makes sense. Like at least, it was at least serviceable. Like it kind of did its job a little bit, and it didn't stand out, but it didn't really need to either.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't really need to pull away from anything. And if you had someone like Sawano who has really bombastic music and like high octane music, that wouldn't really fit, you know?
No, it definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you put high octane music over people waxing philosophical about stupid things like Icarus? Oh, I read a philosophy book once.
So I think this is probably a good time to get into the voice acting then, eh?
Yeah, voice acting. Voice acting was okay. I actually didn't mind the voice acting. Yeah.
So,
I liked the voice actress for you guys know I'm terrible with character names, but the girl who is nice but also not nice.
Oh, Kushida?
Yeah.
I liked hers, but I think that was because she was basically playing two characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she did do the switch, like it felt very distinct.
Yeah, it was
definitely.
definitely.
I'm tiptoeing around what exactly the details of that are, but she has
There's a point where she changes her voice, and it is definitely very jarring, but she does a good job of it.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, main
Obligatory
character
part
guy
where I
is
say that I watched the show
Ayano Koji?
dubbed.
Oh, speaking of the dub, so the dub voice actor for Ayano Koji, the main character, also plays Deku in the dub for My Hero Academia.
Really?
Yeah, Justin Briner.
That's Justin Briner.
That's surprising to me.
It's a very different voice, though.
Yeah,
he was fine, like main character. Pretty one note, but I guess that's the character.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, Ayano Koji, he doesn't have any emotions. Like he doesn't express emotion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's the point.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I think Cole's being sarcastic, Jay.
Yeah. So, him being one note makes sense.
Well, that's the point of it, right? He's supposed to be like the cool, like super genius, but he always talks monotone because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's so cool and so smart.
I don't know. I thought
he's so smart and cool.
Yeah, so smart and so cool. I liked Horikita too. She had a good voice.
Yeah. I think that her voice definitely fit her character.
Yeah. And that was one that I definitely noticed the biggest difference between the sub and the dub too. Because in the sub, she's kind of more, what's the word? Like assertive sounding, I think.
Okay.
Whereas in the dub, she's kind of comes off as a little more like the self-conscious side kind of comes out a little more, but she's also still kind of like grouchy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So more like bratty?
She's the most tsundere.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like in the dub, she's like a hedgehog, and in the sub, she's more like a porcupine, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Not at all.
So she's not as prickly in the dub.
I just picture like a
Jay got it.
I just
went over my head.
A hedgehog's like kind of like cute and like you can kind of cuddle it a little bit and you kind of feel
That's
bad
a little bit
for
more
it.
fluffy to it.
Whereas a porcupine's kind of more like, I'm gonna shoot some quills at you, buddy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I just needed the explanation.
Yeah, I guess
That's
I should. Yeah.
Visuals?
Visuals?
I actually didn't mind the character designs. I thought I always look at eyes, I guess, in anime, and the eye designs were kind of cool. I liked how they were all like two-tone eyes.
Yeah.
Nobody had just like single color eyes. They were all like a primary color and then like an
I think that's
accent
actually
color.
I think that
might be from
is
the light
actually...
novels.
No, that's actually original to the anime.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
in the light novel, it's just like a regular eye.
Mm.
So
Yeah, then they're all like distinct looking.
yeah.
The
And
girls all have similar assets.
That was
to put it lightly.
that was one thing when I was watching this show, I'm like, oh, this is classic J show. They all have giant
So it's
boobies.
funny in the light novels, it's not really brought up that much.
Yeah, well,
Really?
I'm not sure why I just agreed with you, but
Yeah.
I do find it jarring that there's so much like emphasis on
The fan service in this one.
chests.
Yeah.
It's weird. They do have emphasized chests to some degree, but like it's not obnoxiously apparent that they do in the light novel.
I hope you're talking about the light novel. Because in
Yes,
the anime, it's
yes.
obnoxiously apparent that they do.
No,
Yeah. There's
In the
one
light
scene
novel, it's just
specifically I
kinda
was
like-
thinking of where I'm like, why? What's the point?
Yeah,
Why
and
did
especially it's very weird because from Ayano Koji's perspective, which is how the light novel is told, he doesn't really understand affection or any of
Mhm.
that. So it wouldn't make any sense for there to be fan service.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Fan service, like I'll give fan service a pass when it's like from the main character's point of view, because then it's like, okay, I'm seeing these characters
Yeah.
through
Well,
their point
that's
of view.
what I'm
So
saying, but
that's
it doesn't
why-
it doesn't make
That's
sense.
why I'm getting shots of chests, because the main
Mhm.
character is looking at chests. But if a girl is like by herself and I'm getting a glory shot, I'm like, what? Why? This is just
Honestly,
this is just a shot for the audience, and it's a little. I think I've just become very cynical.
There's a point of fan service where it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody has their
Yeah.
own like threshold for it, I think. And this one, for I think most people, takes it just a little too far.
I think
Just
that the main thing that is apparent, or the main reason that it's there, is because the first 3 volumes of the light novel exist primarily to introduce the school, the dynamic between the different classes, and how the special exams work. Because that's literally the 3 main topics of each of the story arcs
And that's the
anime.
rationale for the fan service, because
well, I'm not saying that it's right, but probably the thought process was it's not as like the first 3 volumes aren't
they're
as
trying to keep you engaged.
interested. Yes.
I
okay.
see. Okay.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I was also wondering the same thing. Cool. It's like,
Wait, what?
what? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, no, I get that. Yeah,
I get it. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Any other kind of like visual stuff that stood out to you guys? I thought that there were some parts in the show that were actually animated pretty well, like the kind of the fight scenes in it, for example, or any kind of like anytime that anyone did anything super dynamic, it actually looked pretty good and it was pretty fluid.
Yeah, I thought that the fight between Ayano Koji and President was pretty good.
Yeah, for as short as it was.
Yeah, and I mean the fights aren't really that long because
No,
the fighting isn't really
well, I mean,
the
it's not
the
an action
focus.
show.
Yeah.
It's
And like the one in the
Yeah.
last couple episodes there was a pretty well animated too, like all that action there too.
Mm-hmm.
When that one dude's swinging through the trees. I thought that
Koenji.
I have things to say about that
yeah,
character
I know.
too.
We'll
About Koenji?
get
Oh,
there.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Most people hate him.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Yeah, spoiler-free thoughts though. Yay or nay on this one? This is a purely binary. Do you recommend it or do you not recommend it, Jay?
So I'm a bit conflicted about this because to me, it's kind of like if you read light novels, I'd say nay and go read the light novel. But if you like, or if you don't like light novels, then I'd say give it a chance and see how you feel about it, is kind of how I feel.
Okay.
So you're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so purely binary, yes or no. Jay says, I'm in the middle, and here's a minute-long explanation.
You got it. Which way are you siding? Are you siding yay or nay?
Thumbs up, thumbs down. You're the guy at the gladiator court in the Colosseum of Rome. Thumbs up, this show gets to live. Thumbs down, it dies.
No, you know what? I'll give it a yay.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yay. Yeah, I have a similar take to Jay. There's definitely a market for this show, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that market, though. So I am giving it the old nay. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
Is that the first nay of the podcast? Or the review?
I think I gave a nay to Day Live, maybe.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I might have. I'm not sure, actually, at this point.
Yeah. If Day Live comes up later, I do have some thoughts, because I'm sure Jay's probably going to bring that up. But anyway, Mike, give us your spoiler-free thought.
Okay, so purely binary. This show gets, for me, I think if you
it's hard, right?
It's hard, yeah. Like, if I'm going to give it a yay, but you got to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You have to know that you're going to get a ridiculously over-the-top show that thinks so highly of itself. And, like, you almost have to, like, take it almost as satire a little bit, I think, to really appreciate it, maybe? I don't know. You kind of have to not take it so seriously. Otherwise, it's dumb.
So